take it off, another night to make it all. It's so exciting, a hot kiss could start a fire. Whatever it is can make you high, you know a mess when it's inside. It's so inviting, over and over. I want you again. I want to be closer. Denial, caught between the lines. Denial, caught me by surprise. Another night could change it all. Where we lie is where we fall. One more brick to make a wall. Ain't much for finding out. Another night for you to cry. Another night to say goodbye. One more night is one more lie. It's so defining. Over and over. I want you again. I want to be closer. Denial, caught between the lines. Denial, caught me by surprise. We tried, hoping one night to decide. Hoping one night we cried. Hoping one night is enough. We lie, hoping one night we deny. Hoping one night till we try. Knowing one night not enough. Over and over I watch you again. I want to be closer, closer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. I shall be the Music Man, otherwise known as Norman Wasserman. And to my right, over here, this handsome, big dimpled individual. His name is Darren.
Hello, Mr. Music
Darren
Man.
Chiaffi.
How are you, my
How
friend?
are you, my friend?
I'm okay.
Nice to see you. How was your
Nice.
week?
It was.
Hot enough?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was good and
Sounds
bad.
exciting.
It was good and bad. Well,
Okay.
now I had it. Unfortunately, my uncle passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
85 years old. My uncle
Sorry
Louis.
to hear that.
You know, my love to everybody down in Florida. I'm sorry I can't be there, but
We'll dedicate your show.
we'll dedicate the show's dedicated to Uncle Louis.
Uncle Louis.
And on a happy note, it's my daughter's 23rd birthday.
Nice.
So
Mazel tov.
yeah,
Oh,
so
that's good stuff.
yeah,
This is
23,
Sad
man.
stuff, good stuff.
yeah, sad
That's the
stuff
way
and good.
life
As I
goes
said,
on.
it was sad stuff and good stuff this week.
Was
So
hot enough today?
no, actually, it wasn't that bad.
Today was
Every
awful.
place I was, it was nice and cool.
Because you were hecking. You didn't have
No, I did. I went to 3 different places
Yeah.
today.
So you went to the kitchen?
No.
You went to your office?
No,
and
no.
You went to the toilet?
No, actually 4. I went to our LaTip meeting.
Ah, that was an
I
experience.
went to our LaTip meeting, yeah, which was, you know.
Want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
It was an interesting way to start the day.
It's ahead of the
But it was very cool
it's
in
on
that.
the internet.
Then I
So
went
it's
to
up
a client, very cool at the client. I went to another client, very cool at that client. Stopped in to see a friend of mine that owns a store,
Mhm.
very cool in
What
his
kind of
store.
store?
A liquor store. Liquor
Nice.
store, so
Nice.
yeah. And
Did you
then
get stupid when you were there?
no, I didn't get stupid. Did get some samples though.
Oh, samples.
Did get some
You took them
samples.
home?
It's always good. So shout out to my friend Adam over at Sip and Save. All right.
Nice to have you with us.
Yeah, so I don't know if Adam's watching tonight.
We had a little, not excitement, but we had got to meet sort of a big time.
Yeah, we came in tonight.
Fan.
Yeah, if you came in tonight, and Jim, you don't have that picture, do you? Of me and Norm and come on,
that fella that hit a home run.
You're
that
not
people are still
helping us
talking
out
about
here.
from years
On the
ago.
previous show, anybody who was watching earlier, former Yankee, well, always a Yankee. Once a Yankee, always a
Always
Yankee,
a
right?
Yankee.
Jim Liritz was
Yeah,
on
let's hear
the
it
previous
for
show. So we got to sit and talk with Jim for a little bit before our show. And our guest is actually good friends with Jim.
What a segue.
You know what's funny? You mentioned we have somebody who does sports memorabilia coming on, and I said, yes, we have Les Wolff coming on. And Jim Liritz actually said to me, this is before you got here, Les.
Exactly
he goes,
true.
I know Les very well. Right? And I'm like,
Is that
oh,
true?
that's cool.
What-
I said, Les will be here in a few minutes.
I think we should
So
introduce
let's
Les.
introduce. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado.
world-renowned memorabilia
The one and
overall
only.
expert, Mr. Les Wolff.
From Les Wolff Sports.
Yes. Hey, Les, welcome tonight. How are you?
Good evening. How are you guys? Nice,
Good,
nice to
good,
see you guys.
good.
again.
So-
Having you.
Thank you
So
for having me.
I heard you saying the story when you and Jim were talking. You were talking about the first autograph session he ever went to. He went with you.
Interesting story.
So how did that
His-
work out?
His first wife gave me a call. She knew I was in memorabilia and says, "Can you do me a favor? Jim would like to do an autograph signing. Can you find him a store?" I said, "Sure." Call up a friend of mine that had a store in that time in Bayside. I said, "Okay, I got him a signing. How much? We worked out the contract and everything." And I'm driving Jim there, and I asked him a question. I said, "Jim, what's the best? What's your funniest line a collector or anybody's ever asked you at a signing?" He says, "Can I buy a vowel?" Because the way his autograph is very sloppy, and you can't see the E or the I in Lay Ritz.
Yeah.
It's like LR, it's like LTZ, like. So he said that to me. So that's interesting. I never heard that one before. So,
Yeah. He told me the story when you
Yeah.
we were talking about that.
I hit him with, when I walked in, I just went like this. And he knew exactly what it was. It was
Right.
the home run coming around
That's
second base.
what it was. His pumping the fists.
That was it.
Yeah, it was a little embarrassing. He was drooling all over him. It was a
Oh,
little
that was- that
embarrassing.
was such-
so
that
it
was
a-
such
It was
a
kind of
great
reminiscent
memory.
to the Kurt Gibson where he pumps his
Yeah.
arm up and down.
yeah,
after he hits the
exactly.
home run.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was great, a great memory.
That was a fantastic memory. So Les, tell us a little bit. How did you get into this business?
And why?
And why?
Well, when I was 6 years old, I lived with my parents in Forest Hills in a one-bedroom apartment, and I just started reading the newspapers all the time. And I wanted to, I enjoyed reading the papers and reading the box scores and everything. I said, well, I should start saving these. Well, my mom was a very religious Jewish woman. She wouldn't allow me to, mess up the house or keep anything dirty in the house. She was Felix Unger to the ultimate. May she rest in peace. So what I did was I took all the newspapers and I hid them underneath a radiator in a hall near my parents' apartment in an apartment building, and it lasted there for a couple of months, and that's what started me on collecting. So from there I started collecting stamps and coins, and I realized that it wasn't gonna cut it. I mean, I started selling some stamps. Actually, it's a funny story. My first experience selling anything was I knew how to get on the trains very well. I was in a two-fare zone in Forest Hills. So I had to go to visit my uncle that was a dentist in the city. So this woman didn't know her way around. And she was from London. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, I'm happy to help you. And I told her how to get around. Do you happen to have any canceled stamps? She said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, can you just do me a favor, just send me
How
some of
old were
them?
you when you asked this?
I was like 9 or 10 years old.
And you were asking her for a canceled?
I asked her when she gets a chance, because she didn't know her way around at all. She was from London. And I said, just do me a favor, just send me some canceled stamps.
That's what she said.
So she sent me some canceled stamps, and no one at the time, there was no internet, and I just started selling them. So I grew up
Is
in
this
a
what you wanted? I mean, you didn't think about doing this at 6 years old. You were
No,
just
I
reading.
didn't think of it as a business. I mean, when I started collecting autographs, it was the summer of '68. All my friends would go to the jet practices at Hofstra, and I used to say, that's stupid. Why do I want to do something like that? And my friend said, just come. So I went, and I said, what kind of hobby can you possibly have where you can actually get someone's autograph, meet them, and befriend them? And at that time, I was a Giant fan. And to this day, every time I see Joe Namath, I still tell him, I'm still a Jet fan, but, I'm still suffering because we only won one Super Bowl with you. So he laughs. But that's what started me. And collecting was the summer of '68, '69. And I started collecting all the sports autographs in all different sports, meeting all the athletes, never thinking that it was going to be a business.
How'd you get to meet these people?
Well, my friends would go to the hotels and wait for them outside the hotels or inside the hotels or whatever. And I befriended quite a few athletes. For example, actually, I'm still friends with Dusty Baker. Dusty needed to go to the stadium. He just came in when he was with Atlanta, and Hank Aaron was on the team. Hank Aaron, I was able to sell his autograph, but I wasn't selling it at the time. I was collecting it. And Dusty, I took Dusty on the train. First time he ever went to from Manhattan to Shea Stadium at the time. Similar story with Bruce Bochy, who's the manager of the Giants. And there's quite a few other players that I took as a kid, I took them on the train, and all I just said, if you have an extra ticket to the game, they give me tickets to the game.
I met Willie Mays through his dad. His dad worked for my dad.
Oh, really?
So when he came into the city, he would go visit his father, who happened to be away. He was a security guard. You couldn't tell them apart.
Really?
They were so identical.
Really?
Identical. Really, really nice guy.
I used to see Mays all the time when he was a coach for the Mets. He'd come in. My friend was a big Mays collector. I'm a big Mantle collector. So we'd wait every day and get him one time. Each time he'd come in, he had a pink Chrysler, and he was colorblind also.
Well, that's why.
That's why he's got a pink Chrysler, right?
And, no, he was colorblind. He always asked people which tie he should be wearing.
That's interesting.
I guess I wonder if he asked anybody what color car he should buy. Somebody got him good.
A pink Chrysler he was driving.
It was a pink Cadillac. Pink Cadillac.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, I guess.
Quick shout out to Paul George. Paul's watching tonight. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul. How are you? I hope your sister's feeling better.
Is
okay.
that Boy George's cousin or something?
No, Paul's one of our Latip friends.
Oh, well, he can have a cousin or a relative.
It could be.
Boy George.
He could.
Okay.
Why do you always go there?
Because it's fun. I like making Jimmy laugh.
I'm sorry, Les. He digresses every now and
There'll be more
then.
of that tonight.
So there'll be more of that. All right. So 6 years old, you start doing this stuff. You start hanging out in '68 with the Jets.
At that time, I was like, how old was I? 15.
15, right?
Yeah.
So you start hanging out, getting this stuff. When is it that and you
Transition?
said, when did you transition from collecting to becoming a dealer?
Well, at an early age, in a two-fare zone, I had to afford to go down and get the autographs and meet them. So I had a customer that was an attorney in the city, and I started advertising. I get the trade papers, and I started advertising, and I got a couple of customers. And what I did was I always collected for myself first, and I still do, and I still have my own personal collection. So I had to sell my duplicates in order to keep the addiction going.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I had to start doing, and that's when I just did it mainly just to pay for my car fare to get back and forth, because I grew up in the projects in Queens Pominock, across from Queens College, and my parents didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't have a lot of money, and what I did was I used that to help selling the duplicates to help my parents out to pay the rent, to pay any bills that we had.
Right.
And I transformed it from just a hobby into a business, and I kid around, but Muhammad Ali, may he rest in peace, who was a good friend of mine, and Mickey Mantle and Hank Aaron actually put me through college just from selling a duplicate autograph.
Wow, so you were making that much money.
Which back then wasn't a lot of money. I mean,
How do you determine the price for the articles that you sell?
On the stuff that I brought here, I'm an appraiser also. I was hired in 05, 06. I traveled the country doing appraisals for the ESPN Cox Communication, which was supposed to have led to a TV show. So I did numerous interviews, and the way to do it is you have to find a fair market value. You have to find something comparable that's around the same price of that particular person or something similar, and that's how I determine the values.
Well, okay, so give me an example, right? So if I had, we can use Mickey Mantle. If you could put that Mickey Mantle picture up, Jim. So this Mickey Mantle picture that you brought, to really figure out a value for this, what would be something comparable? Who would you compare it to in order to come up with?
I would try to find the exact same picture and see what it sold for recently.
Okay, so that would be...
I would check all the data on the internet.
So it's kind of like real estate when they're doing comparables to houses and things like that?
Exactly, that's what it is.
You were trying to find either that picture, but what if you can't? What if you have something that's, say, it's not
true
Mickey
one of a
Mantle,
kind?
a true one of a kind?
That's a very good question, and it's actually, that's some of the hardest things to do. I had a friend call me today, like he's got a vintage Willie Mays autograph, and vintage meaning when he played in the 53, 54, he came up in 51, And I said to him, I said, what are some of the comparables that you have? He wasn't able to find anything specific to that, except for one that was signed Willie Mays New York Giants, which sold for a lot more money. But I said to him, I said, I would guesstimate something like that is $300 to $500 for a vintage Willie Mays autograph from the 50s. Now, something more recently is not worth as much as that. Vintage meaning you want it when they actually played early on in their career.
Okay.
So it's like a rookie autograph. Like I brought some signed cards. These have rookie autographs, but these...
You can hold them right up in front of the camera.
This
right?
is Cody Bellinger, who, as you know, is having an amazing year. It's probably either him or Kristen Yelich is going to be the MVP of the NL. Now, as a Yankee fan, I had to bring my Yankees.
That's it.
Aaron Judge.
Okay, so
and Gleyber Torres.
So
now,
you did answer the right question, right? You are a Yankee fan because, as everybody knows who watches the show, we are a Yankee show.
Yes, we are.
Right? But you did bring, and we'll talk about that later after the break. You did bring something that we're going to get. Well, we have one non-Yankee fan who might appreciate it and actually bid on it. So, but all of these things that you brought are for sale. Correct?
Correct.
Let me interrupt for just 1 second.
Sure.
How do you know that it's really an original? What is there any? Look, I've been and I've had autographs from the original players. What makes it? What was the word? I'm trying to think of the word that you used.
Authenticate?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you authenticate?
How do you know?
Okay,
that?
first off, 90% of the autographs I've gotten in my lifetime, I've gotten myself. So I have exemplars of exact autographs. Now, there's companies like JSA and PSA that authenticate autographs, that they've created a business just certifying the autographs. And also they encapsulate the autographs also. So they people that don't know want to have a letter from somebody like them unless they know me and my reputation. And they'll buy from me just based upon my letter. But if they ask me if they want to have a duplicate, if they want to have it certified by JSA, I say, okay, Jimmy, let's get these certified. Customers want it certified. Whatever my customer wants, I'm here to help them.
What's it cost to certify?
It depends on the item.
Baseball card.
A baseball card like this is Cody Bellinger's card and Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres. If I remember right, these cost me $20 each to get them encapsulated and graded. Now, one of the things that we were going to talk about a little later, but I can bring it up now, is I teach a class how to collect, invest, protect, and preserve. The next class I'll be teaching is going to be September 9th at the West Hempstead Library. Then I'm scheduled October 15th at Garden City Library, and then November 15th I'm scheduled for the 92nd Street Y. And I developed this class mainly because I witnessed Hurricane Sandy. And I saw what it did to my in-laws' house. I saw what it did to a lot of people's collections, and I've witnessed a lot of people having collections destroyed. And I copywrote it, and I teach it.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that in our next segment. So if somebody, well, first of all, if you want to ask some questions about some of the stuff that Les brought tonight, because we're going to be showing more pictures in the next segment, give us a call, 631-415-1365. That's 631-415-1365. The phone lines are open, and when we come back, right, we're going to talk about his classes that he teaches, how you can authenticate something that you have, or if you have something that you may think is valuable or don't think is valuable, give us a call. Les can answer that question for you. But Les, if people want to get a hold of you outside the show, how can they do that?
They can email me at lwolff, WOLFF, 1823@AOL.com, or they can visit my website, www.leswolff, sportsllc.com, or they can even call me, 516, even though most people don't call anymore, 516-933-7787.
Okay, and that number again?
516-933-7787. As I tell people, Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle.
There you go. Oh, I like
Okay.
that. I like that. That's the Yankee numbers. He knows
go.
what he's doing. All right, so we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167. Or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself. Hi, this is Darren from the Business Power Hour. Are you associated with a charity or a nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you want to do something different from other charities or something you've never done before? Well, if that's the case, then you need to call our friends at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment provides tribute concert events featuring the best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Queen, and many more. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment at a price that is very affordable. In addition to music, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams and Joan Rivers. With over 31 years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show. The first thing you need to do is sit down with them and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help you bring needed funds and branding to your organization so you can continue to provide the needed services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today. You can call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 844-698-9696. That's 844-698-9696, or visit their website at friendentusa.com and ask for the Music Man. Tell him Darren sent you.
Welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man and our special guest, Les Wolff of Les Wolff Sports. And Les, when we broke for commercial, you were just about talking about those special classes that you teach. Are they classes or seminar type thing, or both?
It's both, really. I mean, mainly I'm doing it because I want to give back to something that's helped me. It's helped me to make a living, and it's helped me to because I couldn't make the Yankees, I couldn't make the Knicks, I couldn't make the Jets, and I couldn't make the Rangers. So it allowed me to stay connected with sports and athletes and who have become friends of mine all through my life.
So what do people learn if they're going to go to one of your seminars? What
you're going to learn, what you're basically going to learn is the proper way to collect memorabilia, the proper way to invest in it, protect and preserve it. And the more times I teach the classes, a lot of people say they don't really collect anything, and after talking to them for a while, everybody collects something if you don't realize it, because anything that's more than one is considered a collection.
Right.
So everybody collects something.
Are these just sports, or is this stamps and coins and
I did one at a VFW hall, and a couple of people, and they said, "Oh, we don't collect anything." And after talking to them for a while, one guy collected movie posters. Another guy collected props from another guy collected stamps and coins. Everybody collects something, but not everybody knows how to properly protect and preserve that memorabilia.
My cousin, as he grew up, was very much involved in movies, loved movies, and he started collecting.
Is that your cousin Vinny?
No, my cousin Neil. Just a matter of fact. And he collected furniture and pictures and all kinds of things. Eventually had to get a warehouse, and he's the biggest supporter of Hollywood goes to him for certain props for the movies that they make, and he made his living on it. Interesting.
Did you know that Barbara Streisand had a big collection that was sold in auction
No, I didn't.
based upon the stuff that she collected? And most of the celebrities and athletes sell their collections.
From the Crane Pool.
Crane Pool, unfortunately, is doing it mainly because I've helped out with him because of his kidney situation. I've helped him.
Have you been to
Yes,
his
quite
collection?
a few times. Yes.
Right. How's he doing?
He had the transplant, so hopefully he's on the
it's
road to
taken.
recovery. Knock
We wish
wood.
you well, Ed.
Yeah.
We wish him well.
Best to you. All right, so
Okay.
you're talking about you're going to be in these libraries, and is there a cost for this?
No, the libraries, there's no cost. Certain venues do charge. The 92nd Street Y will be charging in November, but that's going to be a totally different thing. I'm going to elaborate not just on sports, like I was saying before. It's just anything, and everybody collects something, and they don't properly protect it. You can put your stuff on the wall in your house or in your office, and if you don't have it properly protected, if you don't have something to protect the glass in your house from the UV light, from the sunlight, it's going to get faded, or you could possibly have the wrong lighting in there. That's
Okay,
going to fade it.
so let's talk about that. You brought some stuff already framed,
Correct.
right? Is that a special glass that you have them
Yes.
put in?
Yes.
So, why don't you put the Pistol Pete up? All right? So this
Is that in Pistol Pete Maravich?
that's Pistol Pete
That's it.
Maravich. So
Shoot the lights out of the basket.
that's it. Shoot the lights out of the basket. For those
Did you
for those who-
Did you know that he had averaged 44 points a game without a 3-pointer in college?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, right?
Without a 3-pointer.
There was no 3-pointer.
Imagine what his average would have been
Let's
had.
just add 10 points.
Yeah,
I
at
think
least.
a lot more than
Well, it's just
that.
that. So he would have been.
Because he was a great outside shooter, Pistol
54
Pete.
points, 55 points a game.
That's
It
amazing.
didn't hurt that his father was the coach.
Right. So
But his father didn't shoot for him. He
this
did the
is
shooting.
an example of really how something should be preserved, right?
Correct.
So you have the right type of glass. So this isn't just going to any hobby shop or Michael's or something like that and buying a
No.
frame
No.
and putting it behind a frame, because that's what a lot of people do, right?
Correct.
So where do people go to get this stuff done?
You have to have the right frame. It has to be museum quality frame, UV protected, acid-free non-glare glass, acid-free matte. And you also more important than that, believe it or not, you have to have the right temperature, because a lot of people. This studio here, if you all the paintings you have here, all the artwork that you have here, if let's say for argument's sake you have a heat wave in here and there's no air conditioning here.
Oh, it's always cool in here, right, Jim?
Okay. Well, you're saying that,
Except when it's hot. It gets hot.
your artwork can get ruined. The proper temperature between 68 and 72 should keep everything at.
How many framers do you use?
Right now, I'm presently using one. Right now,
Do you look for framers?
yes, I have looked for.
Then I'm going to give Darren the information, and just what you're describing, this gentleman does.
Okay.
It's probably the same guy.
I don't know. Is his name Mark?
Is it- No,
No, he's from another little tip group.
No.
Okay.
he's got every show, Les.
That's what I know for. I know somebody.
Okay. I
He
know
knows
someone else.
somebody. Norm knows somebody.
That's good.
I'll be
And
seeing
he's
him on Friday.
and
I
he
know a
always-
guy.
I know a guy. I'm gonna
I know a guy.
introduce you to somebody. He does it every show.
Such a guy.
He's such a guy.
Actually, Mark, if you happen to be listening, why don't you call in? And don't be silly, because there's potential business here for you. 631-415-1365.
Hey, and you know what? I want to. Here's one of the things I would like to talk about. Now, you're not a Mets fan, as we discussed, but you do have some Mets memorabilia.
Correct.
We have one person that watches the show that is a Met fan. I think he's the only person that's an actual Met fan that watches
He's
the
the only
show.
one that admits it. You mean?
Only one that admits it. Well, he might call up tonight because he's a little cocky because they won 4 in a
Little?
row. Yeah, he's going to be a little cocky. So, Johnny, we got something that you would love to own, right? That Les has for sale. Why don't you give us a call? Why don't you
Let's
pop
give him a
that?
teaser. Do we have a mid-pick picture
Yeah,
or
we
something
got
that you bring?
it. Jim's going to pop that up right now.
Is it up on the screen?
It's up on his. Well, he just put it up on the screen.
Great.
So, and he's watching because I know he's watching.
He's on there?
So, Johnny, give us a call, 631-415-1365.
Do we have a special price for him?
We got a special price for him, twice what Les would normally get. So, now the guy he will call in unless he's a chicken. That's the key word. All you have to say, call him a chicken. unless
He
he's chicken
talks
to call
big, you know,
in.
he doesn't
He
walk the
talks
walk.
big. He doesn't walk the walk. He talks the talk. But he actually was works for the company that provided all the paper for the ticket tape parade last week.
Confetti.
Really?
So yeah, he thought he was Mr. Big on doing that. Wow, what happened? Is the place falling down on us?
Thunder.
Oh,
that
they said
thunder?
we're having a storm tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sending a big. That was
The
a
electric
storm.
doesn't go out.
lose power.
Wow, it's a good thing we still have power here.
Interesting that the
But-
the power last power.
Oh,
show
Jim, I didn't
was
see
on
the pic.
40
Did it go up? I didn't
was
see it
up,
go up.
yeah.
It
The
went up
power
and
went
came
out on
down?
the 42nd anniversary.
Right, so that pic that was just up, guys, is a picture of the 69 Mets.
On their 25th anniversary, and now they were
That
celebrating.
was the 25th anniversary, and you
now
got
we're
him to sign
celebra-
that,
yes,
right?
Now they're celebrating their 50th anniversary.
Right, so did Tom sign that?
No, I didn't have them on that one.
No, you didn't have,
You have
unfortunately.
stuff from Tom, I'm sure.
I have stuff from Tom, but not
Yeah.
on that particular.
It's a
piece.
shame what's going on with
Horrible,
that.
horrible.
Well, you know what? It's even more of a shame is that has to go through what he's going through before the Mets even really recognize him the way they always should have. You know, that's just my opinion. That's just
all
my,
I could say is, got let him live and be well. That
Mm-hmm.
Had he have been a Yankee, he'd have been treated a lot differently.
yes, without a doubt, as we know, the Yankees take care of their own, right? The Mets not so much, right? Because when you go,
It's not having too good.
listen, you go to you go to City
life
Field.
right now.
You go to City Field. You walk in, and who do you see? You don't see Mets. You see
you
Jackie
see?
Robinson.
Brooklyn Dodgers. 'cause-
Brooklyn Dodgers stuff. It's like all Brooklyn Dodgers when you walk into City Field. It's crazy. Yeah. So
Did you ever go to
We
the
have
polo
call.
grounds?
We have a call.
No.
we got a call coming in.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Power Hour. Who is calling us?
Did you just call me a chicken again?
Absolutely, I called you a chicken.
Actually, you said chicken shit.
4-0, buddy, 4-0.
4-0. You win 4 games. Big deal. So listen,
We're on the road to the World
Listen.
Series.
John, did you see that picture, John?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You want to buy that?
How much?
Well, your son's not going to college this year.
No, he is. It's September.
no, he's
But if I buy this, he may not be.
right. Exactly.
I think we can get so that's a picture.
I can be ballpark.
50.
Well, no,
What do you
no.
think?
Seriously though, Les, how much would something like that go for?
That's $200.
That's $200.
How much is it for John?
For
$200.
$400. John, I can get
John,
it.
$250.
I get it for you for $250, man.
I'm salivating right now.
Well, let's buy it. Let's buy it. Let's
Oh,
go.
get it.
Is he willing to trade?
Trade? What are you
What,
trading?
are you going to trade confetti?
What are you-
I got stuff. I got a Bob Aspromonte rookie baseball card.
Oh, he's related to Bob Aspromonte.
Okay,
All right.
I got that.
But not Ken Aspermonte, his brother.
No,
There's Ken. There's Bob. No, there's Ken that was he played for the Red Sox and Chicago. He was also manager of the Cleveland Indians for 2 years.
And
That was Ken.
Bob was the Astros.
And then there's Bob. Bob played a long time for the original Colt 45s. He was the last Brooklyn Dodger to be signed.
But do you want to buy the picture?
Come on.
Well, I'm trying to
Come on,
negotiate
you
here,
walk the walk,
Darren.
you talk the talk.
I also
Tell you
have
what.
I also have
You
5 pounds, 5 pounds of ticket tape from the last Women's Soccer World Cup parade.
Oh.
How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
How about if
That and $250 will get it done.
you have Bob Aspermonte's Colt 45 jersey?
Ooh, do you have Bob Aspromonte?
Ooh,
45?
you know what? I may have one soon enough as we speak. I may have one, a Colt 45 jersey,
That
actually.
he
Sure.
actually wore in a game. I'd be interested in purchasing that from you.
All right. Okay. I can make that happen.
So, John, what
I
else?
can
You
make
got to
that
get
happen.
the shirt before you can
John,
make it happen.
I will give Les your information, and you guys can connect up from there.
All right.
All right.
Just give us your
And,
credit card number.
does he know about how I saw Pedro Guerrero naked?
Well, we don't have to go there on this show. We don't
Did
go
he
there
say
on this show.
naked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
naked. Yeah.
Okay.
How
Naked?
much you want
That's
for that?
that's another story. That's another story.
TMI.
That's a story.
Give me
for
an
another
autographed
time.
cup.
That's it.
All right. Well, listen, I'll tune in and I'll see what else you got.
All right, brother.
Nice
Like I
meeting
said,
you.
I'll give him the information, John.
John,
and then we can go from
$250.
there.
Not a problem.
All right, love you.
2 and a quarter.
Let's go, Mets.
2 and a quarter.
That's it. Let's go, Mets. Later. That's my cousin. So he actually, from the other side of the family, he's related to them, and his story about Pedro was when he was a kid, he used to go to the Met games, and they used to go see the Dodgers all the time, and they used to go into the locker room. So he was a 12-year-old kid, and he's
That's
got
exciting.
yeah, and he's got
Did he
you
give
know.
us any details?
So were you?
He gave me a lot too
too
many details.
No,
He gave me
no,
too many
no.
details. I didn't want to know about that, you know. But okay, so let's put some of the other stuff up that Les has got.
Let's start an auction.
Let's start an auction.
About Ali.
Ali, let's put the Ali up.
Ali who?
That's nice.
Well, I don't see it.
No, you see it.
I
We
don't
don't.
see it.
We're not seeing it
It's
yet.
not-
There's a delay.
There's a time delay here. What's
Well, I
going
get-
on?
but who's
So
Ali?
tell us.
Ali
Well,
what?
no, hold on. So Les has some great stories about Ali. Right. So how did you first meet Muhammad Ali?
I was a senior in high school. Muhammad Ali had just lost to Joe Frazier, and I saw in the newspapers he was going to be at the New York. He was at the New Yorker Hotel. Now, the only time I've ever cut school in my life was that day. I saw it. I didn't have any pictures. I was just starting it collecting. I had an index card, and I got my picture in the paper getting his autograph, and he's pointing to his jaw. And
That's when Joe broke his jaw, right?
broke his jaw, yeah. So little did I know that after meeting him then, that I'd go on I start collecting his stuff. Because when I was a kid, in third grade, when he knocked out Liston, I started following him in 1965. So
That was a big man.
Yeah.
Sidney Liston. God.
There's an interesting story with Liston also, whether or not he really committed suicide or if he was put down.
Right.
Well, the rumor was that he was put down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Muhammad Ali and I met quite a few times afterwards, and he loved Sugar Ray Robinson. So I gave him a Sugar Ray Robinson autograph, and he'd sign whatever I want, and I'd give him anything, any pictures, any duplicate pictures I had. And he invited me to his training camp. Unfortunately, I never went. That's one of my regrets. But I just love Muhammad Ali, and I did a TNT special with him where they showed my memorabilia, and it was a big thrill for me just to be on
That's
TNT
nice.
and having my memorabilia with him and associated with him. He was a regular guy just like you guys, and he was just one of the nicest athletes I've ever met in my entire life, and I've met almost every
Would
professional
he be in
athlete.
your top 2 or 3?
Top one.
Really?
He was it, right?
He was. I mean, he was just so genuine. I mean, the act that he put on for the fights was one thing, but he was just really down to earth and really a terrific man.
That's fantastic.
That's a great comment to make.
Now, what sport do you do the most trading of memorabilia with?
Selling.
Selling.
Well, when I was born, I was told that the first word I ever said was baseball. So baseball is the number one sport for me,
Right.
sales-wise. But I had an auction company. I was the first one in the country to do an auction company. I walked off the street after I graduated college as a phys ed major, and I went to Phillips Gallery, sort of had toy soldiers and sports, and said, why don't you just do sports? And I negotiated and did the first sports auction for Phillips Gallery and opened up my own company. I was the first one in the world to do all sports memorabilia auction.
We're
And
getting emergency.
Severe alerts, emergency,
here
severe
on our
alerts,
phones.
flash floods. Yeah, so it's not good.
I gotta go down to
I'm
the
sorry,
river,
Les.
too.
it's okay.
If you
No,
need
but-
to leave this stuff here, you can. It's
Yeah, yeah.
very
I'm sure.
expensive stuff
I'm
in my
sure.
life.
No, but Muhammad was just a great. I met almost every professional athlete. But another reason why I'm here for the end of this month in Chicago, July 30th to August 4th, there's the National Sports Convention. I'll be set up at booth 600.
Where is that, in
It's going to
Chicago?
be Rosemont Convention Center.
Rosemont
It's the
Convention Center in
It's
Chicago.
the largest sports memorabilia show in the country.
Okay.
And there'll be over 1,200 dealers set up there. There'll be over 150 different athletes in all different sports going to be there signing autographs.
Well,
So
you're not there by yourself. You go down with the staff.
yes, I go down with. Yes, I do.
Do you have you must have much more than a 6-foot table. How much space do you occupy down there?
I have a promenade booth.
A promenade booth. Wow.
I guess that's kind of special.
So you got a lot of stuff going on down there and that. So Les, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you between now and Chicago, how could they do that?
They can email me lwolff, WOLFF 1823@AOL.com. They can call me 516-933-7787, or they can visit my website www.leswolff with 2 F's sportsllc.com.
All right, when we come back, I'm going to tell you about a mutual friend that Les and I have, and it's not Jim Lawrence. that we didn't know that he knew until we met him at a meeting and we both ran into him. So we'll come back right after these messages. But before that, we're going to talk about our friends over at Big Frog. Ribbit. Listen, Big Frog does quality work. They do our T-shirts. They did our banner. They do some great stuff for us. So go visit our friends over at Big Frog. The information's on the screen. Go tell Debbie and Roland that the
Music Man and
Darren and the Music Man said hello. And we'll be right back after these messages. Hi, this is Darren from the Business Power Hour. Are you associated with a charity or a nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you want to do something different from other charities or something you've never done before? Well, if that's the case, then you need to call our friends at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment provides tribute concert events featuring the best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Queen, and many more. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment at a price that is very affordable. In addition to music, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams and Joan Rivers. With over 31 years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show. The first thing you need to do is sit down with them and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help you bring needed funds and branding to your organization so you can continue to provide the needed services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today. You can call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 844-698-9696. That's 844-698-9696, or visit their website at friendentusa.com and ask for the Music Man. Tell him Darren sent you. Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com, licensure pending.
Yes. And welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, and our special guest for this evening, Mr. Les Wolff of Les Wolff Sports, who was just telling us that he's going to be at the Rosemont Convention Center. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In Chicago?
In Chicago.
Yes.
And
August.
November. July 30th to August 4th.
Oh, yeah, July 30th to August
that's
4th.
a long time.
That's 5 days.
Yeah.
6 days, right?
That's good.
So that should be fun. But you gotta take all your stuff out there. I know we were talking about that.
Do you have celebrities that not with sports stars that come to your booth, sign
Yes.
autographs and such?
Yes.
Right.
So is there anybody special that's going to be coming to the show?
There's about 150 different athletes in all different sports going to be coming to do signings there.
Okay.
All the new Hall of Famers, Baseball Hall of Famers. This weekend is the Baseball Hall of Fame inductions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's perfect timing.
So Mariano's going to be there?
Yes, he'll be there. This
Awesome.
this is the week after this coming weekend. He'll be there.
Wow.
Now you mentioned about Muhammad Ali being the guy, that he was like the nicest, warmest sports star. Who would the other four be in the top five in your choice, in your mind?
Of the nicest?
Yeah, well, the nicest
Nicest
that you'd like
to-
to hang with, just nice people.
Well, Dusty Baker's terrific, man. Joe Frazier was also very nice. Pistol Pete was a sweetheart. Clyde was great. You may not remember this name, Phil Smith. He played for the
He
Warriors.
was a point guard, wasn't he?
He played with the Warriors, yeah. He was a shooting guard. He was a good friend of mine. May he rest in peace. Rick
He's
Barry,
in
really, yeah. Rick Barry was really nice. I mean, it depends on how you approach these athletes. 90% of them are all really nice. I mean, nowadays these athletes think everybody, anytime you get their autograph, think everybody's selling it. Yet there are true collectors like myself that do collect this stuff and still enjoy this stuff.
Now, do you get a different reaction from people when they know that you're collecting it and you're not taking it? Because they know most of the athletes know that you're in the business.
No, they don't.
So do you
really.
get a lot of pushback?
Most of them don't really know that,
Okay.
unless I tell them that. But most of the time, I'm just getting something for myself or something to give to my kids or something or a duplicate just to sell, just to pay for my time.
Right.
But I don't do that much anymore because most of the modern day athletes I don't really enjoy meeting some because they don't quite get it like the older players, like the Brooks Robinsons, who was another terrific guy. They really get it.
And what do you mean by get it?
Get it meaning that you there's only a certain amount of time you're going to be in the limelight and you're going to be an athlete in front of thousands of people, and when you're retired, most of these guys, they're yesterday's news.
Mhm.
And they don't realize that their true fans are the ones that are going to keep them going.
Right.
And that a lot of them don't realize that while they're playing.
Yeah, like perfect example is tonight when we met Jim Liritz.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice guy, and he seemed very appreciative of the fact that we were fans.
He looked great, didn't he?
He did look great.
He was
He actually
really
And Jim, you wrote
great.
down that thing that he's doing, right? That Jim's on this program, and
Oh,
it was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm like, I got to get on a program too. I got to lose some weight. So, but I'll
I got
be.
a program for you.
I don't want to.
No, seriously.
What's the program?
It's called Profile Sanford.
Profile Sanford.
They're going to be a guest.
Sanford and Sons?
The Sanford.
Profile hyphen
Sanford. Okay, we could talk about that when they're guests.
Mhm.
All right. So, but it's funny because you don't realize how small the world is in knowing these athletes and getting to know these athletes. As we've spoken before, Norm and Les and I have had these conversations. I had a minor league basketball team in the mid 2000s, an ABA team, American Basketball Association team. And I was also involved in these water companies. So I got involved with some athletes on different levels. And one of the athletes that I got involved with was Monte Barrett, who was the heavyweight champion of the world a couple of times. And, he was representative of the water company. And Les actually invited him to a LaTip meeting. And when he walked in, I was like, "Champ, how you doing?" And when he saw me, we get big hugs and things like that. But it was like 10 years since we saw each other. But he's one of those guys. He's just a sweetheart of a guy.
Did any of the guys on your basketball team ever make it to the pros?
A couple of guys, they had a cup of coffee in the pros, but not long enough to really do
With
anything.
sugar?
No. With sugar.
Milk and
With
sugar?
Make it milk and sugar. I tell you what, the minimum salaries these guys were getting, it was milk and sugar.
Yeah.
When they came to play with me, it was like, it was a whole different world for them. But anyway, probably one of the greatest things that I was able to do was I got to spend, again, because of the water company, I got to hang out, a whole weekend with Sam Jones.
What a
Right?
nice man.
Oh my God.
What a great shooter.
What a
Oh my
great
God.
shooter, great guys. For those of you who don't know who Sam Jones is, one of the greatest 50
Boston Celtics.
50 players of all
NBA
time.
50 greatest.
Yeah, 50 greatest of all time. He was named. Played for the Celtics during the 60s, 50s and 60s for all those
I
years.
don't know if you remember on Channel 7 on Sunday afternoons, there was always a professional basketball game, and the game that everybody wanted to watch was Wallace Reed against
The Lakers.
No. Oh, yeah, that too. But against
Will Chamberlain,
Will Chamberlain.
Bill Russell,
Boston Celtics.
Bill Russell.
Right.
And that was a matchup. Just a phenomenal match.
That was
there
great.
was Joan.
Yep. Yeah, he was.
You don't talk much about basketball. Do you follow basketball? Do you have a lot of memorabilia from the Knicks and Lakers and so on?
Yes, I'm a Knick fan.
So you have a lot of stuff from back in their glory days.
Well, yeah, I didn't mention anything with basketball. I like basketball so much that my oldest son is named Bradley.
Really? So you
yeah.
named him after Bradley,
Yeah.
huh?
My
Oh,
mom, may she rest in peace, was B. And when I met my wife, Cheryl, the one thing we agreed on names was Bradley.
I was
the
at the
name.
game when Willis Reed came out of the locker room, limping.
Do you have the ticket stub in the program to that?
Sorry, I do not have. I do not have, but what a game.
Great game.
Well, oh my God, when he made that first shot and the second shot, I think there were 3 shots, right? There were 3 in a row that he took, humbling. What happened to that team? I mean, we have no more Knicks.
It's funny you said I didn't mention anything with basketball. Well, I was a kid getting autographs. I was a little kid. I'd go up to the hotel rooms. Didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that as a little kid.
You're not supposed to do it as an adult.
Well, I don't do that. I wouldn't do that now. But anyway, I remember going up to Clyde's and knocking on his door, and he opened his door, and I heard Sly and the Family Stone. They were playing in there, and I remember when the Knicks played the Washington Bullets at the time. I saw Earl Monroe before he was a Knick, and I said, Earl, I just watched you play. Before I even asked for his autograph, I says, I just want to know how you hit those shots. And he looks me in the eye and he says, luck. I said, oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
Who
he was
wears
great.
crazier jackets, Clyde or me?
Clyde.
I think Clyde.
Clyde, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't.
I mean,
you
I
can't,
have some
Right, you have some crazy stuff, but he can
Well,
afford some real crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, custom made. crazy
Custom
stuff.
made crazy stuff. Yeah.
There was a guy across the street from the Garden, about 31st Street. He was a custom tailor, and in music business, I used to go down there sometimes, and you would see some of the artists having custom made crazy jackets for the stage.
Mhm.
And I can only imagine that Clyde must have gone, because this guy was really, really well known, and like right across the street, and the stuff that he used to produce was like great. And Clyde is one of a kind. Clyde is one of the kind. He was the fashion plate,
Oh yeah.
and he could. And Earl of Pearl, the two of them together. Those are just the memories. That was great.
Actually, Willis Reed and Emmett Bryant. I grew up in Pominock, across from Queens College, and I didn't just start. I was like 12 years old. 10 years old. I'd moved from Forest Hills, and I never really played basketball. I played a lot of stickball and baseball, and Reed and Emmett Bryant came down and taught us how to play basketball. And I still, every time I see Willis, I mention that to him, and he remembers. And I used to play basketball at Lost Battalion Hall, and I still play basketball now. So that's one of my loves, is playing basketball, and I still play softball. Jabbar was not one of the nicest players when he as far as autographs was. He wasn't that nice when he played in the
Dyckman Street project.
Power Memorial High School.
He went to Power Memorial. He used to come up to Marble Hill projects in the Bronx, and the word would just get out that he's showing up. Before he became a celebrity, but people just used to come to watch it. Now you could play with him, but there was nothing for you to do, because he did it all.
He was he's one of the all-time best
Absolutely.
players ever.
Just great.
So did you go one-on-one with him?
A couple of times,
A couple of times.
and then we went to play basketball.
And then he went.
So, is there anything else you want to share with the audience that are watching you this evening?
If anybody has any memorabilia, they want to know what it's worth, or they want to get it insured, I do insurance appraisals. If they're looking to sell anything, or if they want to come to any of my classes, just let me know.
So you're certified to do an insurance appraisal. So if I have a Mickey Mantle, say, like a Mickey Mantle card, and the insurance guy, and I want to insure it, I can come to you and get a
Correct.
certificate of authenticity, or an appraisal.
An appraisal is a legal document.
Okay.
So I have to do the research, find out the fair market value on that card,
Mhm.
and then evaluate it and write it up in a report.
Do you know how Mickey Mantle used to sign his baseballs? He had a special way to do it. Do you know how he did it? He definitely knows.
He's
how he
he's
did it.
rolling his eyes already. He knows where you're going. Okay, so how?
Only between the lines. If it wasn't signed, right between the lines,
Lines.
Mickey Mantle, like that, it wasn't a Mickey Mantle ball.
not necessarily team balls. He signed the side pounds. You know what you call that part of the baseball?
What?
The sweet spot. It's called the manager spot.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
And why is it called the manager spot?
Because that's where the manager signs.
And Mickey used to sign with the
Mickey
managers.
used to sign there. Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The way Mickey always signed the ball.
Mantle would sign where each player was given a designated spot, or they'd pick a spot on the ball they would sign.
Well, when I was down at camp, that's exactly when he would not sign it, because we would ask, could you sign the ball? No, wait, right there. He was a really nice guy. He was a very,
I met him.
very
I met him numerous times.
very, very nice. A little wacky, but just what a...
He was nicest when he was drunk.
I can show you pictures of that.
Well, that was most of the time, though, right? Based on the
Unfortunately,
history, yeah.
Well, he didn't think he'd live that long. That's why he drank.
Right, because his
When
father
Mickey
died
came up-
very young.
When Mickey came from Oklahoma, the Yankees put him on a plane, and this was like the first time he was even on a plane. And back in the day, there were no trays.
Right.
They would put a pillow in your lap, and they would put a food tray on your lap. So he had this entree, and he had a cup of lemon water, and he had a drink, and what have you. So he takes the lemon water, and he squeezes the lemon into the water, and he drinks it. We weren't supposed to drink it. That was to wash your hands.
Oh, was it?
So that way he was supposed to wash your hands, and that was to clean your hands before you sat and you ate. So, but he drank it. That was the story that he used to tell. Yeah, it was cool. Anything else you'd like to share with us before we wrap up this?
Yeah,
really,
time's
really,
up.
really
Time's
great
up already,
show?
Les.
We got 2 minutes. Anything else?
Just trying to think. The most important thing in collecting is to collect something that you truly like. This way, it's not really it's something that you always go back to. And everybody collects something, whether it be an autograph, whether it be a picture, whether it be Imelda Marcos collected shoes. That's what she's famous
She
for.
did. Mhm.
Everybody collects something. When I met Bill Clinton, and I had him sign a book, I started talking to him, and he's got all that stuff, all the memorabilia that he had gotten when dignitaries would give him stuff. So yeah, he's got a collection. Everybody in this world collects something. Remember, you have to collect it properly, invest your time and money, and protect it and preserve it most of all. Because the memorabilia that you have now, you want it to last for the next generation and generations forward.
Is that what you find most? Is that people have these collectible items, but they never really took care of them the right way, and that's hurt the value?
Yes, I had a particular gentleman that called me, and I went to buy his collection. He lived in Connecticut, and he lived on the 6th floor of an apartment building, and he had no air conditioning, and he smoked. And unfortunately, I said to him, I forgot his name. I said, John, for example. I said, John, that this collection here, I can only pay you X amount of dollars. Had you have taken care of this, I could have paid you significantly more because you didn't properly protect it. Because the Sharpie, the pen that was used, faded onto the plastic sheets. The baseballs were badly toned. They were faded. It was just stuff was stuck together. It was just a whole bunch of things, and it's very important. I mean, I went to a Fortune 500 client of mine, and I went to bring him. He was a big Derek Jeter collector. He used to collect Mickey Mantle, and I went to his office just to see his stuff there. And on the wall, I said to him, John, just using the same name to keep my client confidential, I said, you lost $10,000 on this wall here of memorabilia because you didn't properly protect it. Well, he invited me back to his house. At that time, he had the number one rated Mickey Mantle card collection in the world at that time before he sold it. And he asked me to walk around his house and just look over and tell him things to watch out for. And I said, well, you got to worry about pipes here. What do you have over here? What's over here? What kind of lighting do you have? What temperature do you have? And it's all things that I've learned just from my own experience and watching things happen to people. Gene Michael, who was the general manager of the Yankees, wasn't allowed to go home. He had a flood in his basement. Steinbrenner wouldn't let him come home. I had to do the appraisal of his memorabilia. I had to go in there with literally my nose. I had to hold my nose and with plastic gloves to try to figure out what he had in there. He had baseballs that got ruined that was signed by the Yankees, including Munson, Yankee team balls. He had a ton of stuff that got damaged.
Did you ever meet Munson?
Yes.
Was he a good guy?
He was a nice guy.
He was my guy. He was number 15 to catch him.
He was a great player. I don't know why he's not in the Hall of Fame, because he didn't do 10 years, but he should be in the Hall of Fame. They should make an exception to put him in the Hall of Fame.
They should always
tough
have.
guy.
A great,
One
great,
tough guy.
great player. Great player.
Well, we thank you very much for
Yeah,
being
Les,
you for
one
having
more
me.
time. If people
very
want to,
educational.
if people want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can email me at lwolff, WOLFF, 1823 at AOL.com. You can visit my website, www.leswolff, WOLFF, sports, LLC.com, or you can even call me, 516-933-7787. Don't forget, the memorabilia that you save today could be cherished by your ancestors hundreds to 200 years from now.
Well, thank you, Les.
Thank
And
you.
Les, one more time. This you got a couple of dates coming up. You're going to be at.
I'm going to be at Rosemont Convention Center July 30th to August 4th. That's in Chicago for this big National Sports Collectors Convention.
Right.
September 9th, I'm going to be at the West Hempstead Library at 7 p.m. doing a class on Collect, Invest, Protect, and Preserve. October 15th, I'll be at the Garden City Library, 7 o'clock also. And November 15th, I believe, I'll be at the 92nd Street Y, where I'll not only just be talking about how to collect, invest, protect, and preserve sports, I'll be talking about all types of antiques.
So, go out, see this gentleman because he knows what he's talking about when it comes to preserving. And actually, look, it's an investment for the
And
future.
look at the website. You may find some stuff on
Yeah,
the website
you may
that
you
you'd
may
be real
look.
interested in.
If John doesn't buy this thing for $200, I'm sure somebody out there wants it for $250. Oh, John has to buy it for $250. That's right. Yeah, John, we're gonna get you. No, we got to get our cut. So it's $275. So there we go. Well, we got to cut Jim.
All right, so what's going on with
So-
you? Anything going on this
thank
week?
Les. Thanks again for
Thank
being
you
on
very
the
much
show.
again.
Thank you.
Actually, no, I got nothing really coming up. But guys, remember next week we're going to be on Monday night
At 6:15.
at 6:15. Right, Jim? That's our number. 6:15
Just
next
for
Monday
next
night.
week.
Just for next week. Then we'll be back at our regular time the following Wednesday. So don't forget to tune in. But do you have anything going on this week?
Some good stuff.
Good stuff?
Yeah, we just did a contract yesterday with the Crescent Beach Club up in Bayville.
Really?
We're doing about 4 or 5 shows with them starting in November. Actually, November 22nd, which is a Friday night. Gloria Stefan and Miami Sound Machine tribute show. Which is
Really?
going to be a fabulous show.
That's gotta be a
Wait till
good
we get
show.
there. We're going to have a date in December, January 17th. We're going to have Journey there. February 14th, we're going to have the Supremes.
Really?
How's that one?
That one I like.
Mm.
And that's on Valentine's
In
Day.
April, we're going to have Neil Diamond.
Valentine's,
That's on Valentine's
Day.
Day.
There
yeah.
we go.
And
Now
then
I'm
October
thinking.
5th, we're doing a show for Amvet Dogs with Journey, Chicago, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And we got ABBA after that, right after that, 2 weeks later. And then we jump right away to the Crescent Beach Club.
All right.
And that's as of this moment. So that's all. So hopefully we'll see you there. We'll
Okay.
see you next week on
So-
Monday at 6:15. Don't forget, and we'll send out a flyer to remind everybody. And again, because of you, we're here, and we thank you very, very much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Be
Good
safe.
night.
Now I'm just this broken soul. I'm always a giver, but I'm never known. And I'm just this lonely man, alone on the river with my heart in my hand. The conversation, they're all dead. The lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man, with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clears. Oh, I shed all my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. man has already won. Hold my mind clear, Lord, I shed all my tears.